Hi everyone, and welcome back for another piano etudes lesson here at Liberty Park Music. We are once again looking at a piece by famed Beethoven protege Carl Czerny, and for this piece we are getting all up in those ledger lines. Ledger lines, if you'll recall, are the little lines that we use to get up above or down below the staff. You probably haven't seen too many of them at this point, so this piece should be great practice. And as a bonus, not only is this particular piece in 6/8, which is the greatest of all time signatures, it's also going to give us the opportunity to once again look at different ways of playing repeated notes. So, lots of good stuff in this piece. Let's check it out. As was exuberantly noted in the introduction, this piece is in the wonderful time signature of 6/8, has a tempo marking of allegretto, which is our less fast than allegro speed, and is in the bright and happy scale of G major, as is indicated by our 1 sharp in the key or scale signature. One thing that's hard to see here, but that's worth it to point out, is that the right hand, while it looks kind of scary with its altitude on the page and the off-putting options on all the repeated notes, which of course we'll talk about in depth, is that it happens from one position. For the whole piece, the right hand is in a high G position, and it does not change a single time from that position. Recognizing this could make things a bit easier on your brain as it's trying to figure out and remember the ledger lines, and as it's having to manage a much more mobile left hand that is changing position quite a bit. Now, we have one thing for you to help make things a little easier. This is all of the notes named out above the treble staff that we're going to encounter in this piece. Now, normally I'd want you to figure this out and write these in yourself, and I still think you should do that, but having this to use will make the process more efficient and will prevent you from having to count to every single note. You're still going to have to work to figure out those notes, but this will make it significantly easier. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll include a timestamp in the description for you to flip back to this. And if you're a member of Liberty Park Music, this will of course be available for you to download and print or otherwise have on your computer. Interestingly enough, we're actually not going to spend a lot of time talking about finding the notes on the ledger lines. It's a pretty straightforward activity that's more a part of your preliminary work in preparing to practice, rather than a technique or performance specificity for us to go over in the lesson. Instead, we're going to talk some about playing in 6/8, we're going to take a bit of a look at the phrasing of this piece, and of course, we're going to cover the playing options for those repeated notes. So let's get into it. All right, so recall that 6/8 is what we call a compound time signature, as opposed to a simple time signature like 4/4 or 3/4. And what that means is that we group the beats in threes, or triplets. So 6 beats of eighth notes together means that we have 2 groups of 3. And when you're thinking about playing in this time signature, that's how you want to try and establish the feel. I'm going to count the beats, but snap the groupings. Watch and listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in essence, it's a feel of 2, but with three beat groups, or I should say 3 beats per group. This makes 6/8 a really easy time signature to do some other interesting rhythmic things with. You can really easily fit polyrhythms into it, for example, 2 against 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Love it. Lots of fun things that you can do by crossing the rhythms in a compound meter like 6/8. Now, obviously, that's not what we're doing here today, but I think a little reveal was worthwhile. So, other than simply playing the straight eighth notes, one of the characteristic rhythms in 6/8 is this quarter note to eighth note rhythm that we see in the first half of measure 1. The quarter note takes up 2 of the 3 eighth notes, and of course, that last eighth note takes up the third. Now, it's really helpful if you can count while playing to make sure you have the beat right. So if you can do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that'll be a big help. Otherwise, you can set a metronome. Remember to set it not to the eighth notes, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but to the dotted quarter notes, which is the 1, 2, 1, 2, the count, or what I was snapping. So it'll be significantly slower. Now let me play the entire first line for you. It sounds like this. Notice the change in the left hand between measures 2 and 3. This piece is full of little changes like this in the left hand, so really be diligent in your note identification there, as well as what you're trying to achieve by going up at the ledger notes for the right hand. Notice, too, that the rhythms in the phrases in the right hand are identical between measures 1 and 2 and measures 3 and 4, even though the notes are different. And we take those rhythms right down to the first phrase in the second system in measures 5 and 6. Then we change it up to finish the phrase in measures 7 and 8. Thanks for watching this lesson from Liberty Park Music. If you enjoyed this lesson and learned something from it, do us a favor, hit that like button. And if you really liked it, share it around. Let your friends and family check it out too. If you want to find more lessons like this or explore other piano-related topics, please come visit us at libertyparkmusic.com. We have full piano courses ranging from beginner to more advanced levels, and everything is online and streaming 24/7 so that you can design your music learning around your schedule and learn in the comfort of your own home from a talented roster of professional teachers and musicians. Come check us out.